Okay, June 2013 use of maths decision paper. First question is a critical path analysis question on writing a maths textbook, and you can see that they've given you the precedence table, and what they want you to do is initially to construct an activity network. Scrolling down, we can see that obviously A is your first activity, its duration is 4 weeks, so I've just filled out A here, and from there you can see that your next two activities, B and C, both have A as their predecessor, so they should both have a line feeding into them, and we've got their durations there, 3 and 5. From there, D depends on both B and C, so you can see that both of those need to have a line linking them to D, and so we continue. So after that, another 3 activities which depend on D. That's D is their predecessor, so E, F and G each feed out of D. E and F are both of duration 1, and you can see here that G is of duration 2. Next activity, H depends on all 3 of those, so all 3 lines go into H like that, and then I and J both depend on H, so you'll see the 2 lines coming out of H, and your final activity is activity K there. Now, once you've actually got the sort of bare bones of the activity network, then we can start filling out the left-hand boxes, which are called the earliest start times. So for your very first activity, the earliest start time is always going to be a 0, so I'll just reveal that there. Now, B and C both start as soon as A has finished, so as A lasts for 4 weeks, that means that B and C both begin 4 weeks into the project. D depends on both B and C being finished, so we're looking at the later of those 2 times, so out of 4 plus 3 and 4 plus 5, we're really waiting on C to be finished in order to start D. So there it is, 4 plus 5 is 9. Now each of E, F and G can begin as soon as D has finished, so 9 plus 2 gives us 11, that's the earliest start time for those 3. And then H, we need to look at the latest of those 3 times before H can begin, because they all need to be finished. So that will be 13. I and J both start as soon as H is finished. So I can start 14 weeks into the project, and J also 14 weeks. Lastly, K depends on both of those being finished, and that can start 16 weeks into the project. Now, working backwards, the completion time for the project as a whole, of course, is 18. That's when K finishes. And then as we work back, we're filling out the latest finish times. So in each case, that's going to be the right-hand box minus the middle box. Okay, if the project finishes at 18 weeks and K takes 2, then obviously I needs to be finished at 16 so that K can still be completed in 18 after 18 weeks. Now working backwards, we've got 2 options for H. Right hand box take away middle gives us 14, or for J, 16 take away 1 gives us 15. However, we don't want to be delaying the end of the project, so in this case, working backwards, we have to use the earlier of the 2 start times that we require. So that will be the 16 take away 2, 14. Okay, continuing back here, right hand box take away middle gives us 13 for these 3 boxes here. Okay, and again, we've got 3 activities to consider for D. So in each case, we're going to need to use the smallest. Right hand box take away middle, smallest number there will be 13 take away 2, which is 11. Okay, for B and C, right hand box take away middle box, that gives us 9 for each of those. And for A, we're doing the smallest out of these 2, right hand box take away middle. So 9 take away 3 would be 6, but 9 take away 5 is 4, which is smaller, so that goes in here. So by the time we've done that, we've actually constructed our activity network. We've found the earliest start time for each activity. you found the latest finish time, so they're all just written onto the activity network. That's absolutely fine. And the last thing, of course, that we have to do here before we go on to the Gantt chart is to list the critical path. Okay, so for us here, if I just highlight it initially, so your critical path, that's the one where you've got no float time. So the first two boxes we'll always add together to give the second box. So A is critical, C is critical because 4 plus 5 is 9. B isn't, 4 plus 3 isn't 9. D is critical. G is critical. 11 plus 2 is 13. That isn't true for either of these activities. Sometimes you can get more than one critical activity lining up sort of parallel to each other. H is critical. 13 plus 1 is 14. So is I. 14 plus 2 is 16. J isn't. And so is K. Now, when you're doing this, don't just leave your answer highlighted on the diagram. Okay, the highlighting doesn't mean anything mathematical, so we actually need to write the critical path down. So here it's going to be A, C, D, G, H, I, and